What's up? What's up? Am I coming in loud and clear? Can you hear me, banditos? Right on, right on. Can you confirm? Okay, so heads up. I have to tell you, so first time I'm doing the PTS, never done the PTS before. You know, if you've been following my channel, I'm on the Xbox. So I got a PC. I went and bought a PC just so we could do this kind of stuff. So this is the first, this isn't my,
We need you back in New York.
well, look at that, no hands, no body. This isn't my normal streaming setup, so
Agent, we got a distress call from an
hopefully we don't
agent
have
Bell
any
is ready
issues.
to take you to Brooklyn.
Safe area detected.
It's a player testing server. Look at that. Maybe we're all ghosty. So basically they put up a temporary build of the game so that we can test all the new stuff that's coming. And look, I'm missing body parts on this. This is cool. We are very ghosty. So I think we can come here and buy seasonal skill variants. Okay. And then you can purchase all the gear, I guess. I don't think we need any of this other stuff. Ooh, look at the new sniper. That's pretty badass. See if it'll render. Yeah, that looks nice, huh? What is it though? Which weapon is it? It looks like an SVD, doesn't it? Appreciate it, Biko. Yeah, I'm glad we're finally here. What up, Ashley? Good to see you back. We don't need arms and legs. I don't know. Maybe we'll load in. If it, I kind of like it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, it's not an SVD. That hits pretty fucking hard. I mean, that's a big number. That's 9 million. It's a big fucking number. So let's see. This is Scout Mask. Urban Lookout. So it's in the new brand set. Accuracy, efficiency, marksman rifle damage at 30%. Oh, with the Ninja Bike backpack. Do you think I should try logging out? Let me log out and load back in and see if that'll fix it. Server, that might just be lagging. What up, Leonardo? Because here we got arms.
Agent, we need you back in New
Nope,
York.
still no arms. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's weird.
Agent, priority objective available.
Agent, we got a distress call from an Agent Hoskins. Bell is ready to take you to Brooklyn.
Safe area entered.
Look at that. So 30% mag size, huge. 30% LMG damage, huge. I mean, the bonuses right there. And then throttle. Shooting build stacks max of 50. Each stack provides 0.5% weapon handling. So that is 25% weapon handling at peak. and 2% critical hit damage. So that's 100% critical hit damage. And then the chest increases it to 75. That's insane. That's 150% crit damage right there. That's sick. That's sick. We were just talking how we need. We were just talking about how we need something to compete with strikers, right? Obviously, this is LMG dominant, but that's pretty sick. Let's see what the backpack does. Shooting. Let's see. Increase the critical hit damage received. Oh my god! Like, why wouldn't you run the backpack in the chest? Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, both are awesome options. So 50 to 75 stacks. It's 150%, and then this doubles that to 300% crit damage. That's fucking disgusting. Oh, maybe it is the M700. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. That's just nuts. Think about it. These gloves look sick, by the way. Don't they? They're like skeleton gloves. I totally want that skin on my dude. Amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies within the tier hierarchy. This is weird. I don't understand the tier hierarchy. So is it saying 30% to tier 1? Fine. Okay. But what does tier 2 and tier 3 get? And why have a tier 2 and tier 3? Yeah, the exotic MMR is crazy. It is crazy. Okay, we'll just leave that on for now. We'll put this on here. Actually, we'll put that there. Where's the rest of our shit, man? Nothing in there. Here. Blueprints. Cha-ching, cha-ching, huh? This might take a minute. Doesn't. All right. Materials. Gear. Oh, no, it's just materials too. Okay. Get me out of here. I mean, is everything craftable? Is that how this works? Because, like, how do I get the contractor's gloves, for example? Damn! Yeah, Tinkerer. Yeah, we were thinking about that too, the Tinkerer LMG build. Manny. So let's see, maybe we can craft everything. Yeah, looks like it. Contractors. Just pull those in. Just to assemble something right. All right.
Need help with something?
Those. And then the mask, I mean, we could try Tinkerer. Oops, selected the wrong thing. Masks, exotics. Oh, it's not here. Let's see if that new menu is down here. Exotics. So look at the new menu. So did you notice there's no raid exotics? Yeah. So if that was a question for you, can we get the blueprints for the raid exotics? It doesn't look like it. It's too bad these are locked. But everything else is in here. And then these are the broken watch things where I guess you can trade up. I don't know what these are. Automated defense parts bundle. Oh, what's that? Biohazardous canisters bundle? Yeah, you like my invisible character? It's a new look, man. You don't need arms. I don't know if it's just my instance or I don't know. Oh, so yeah, I wanted to see if we can. How do we get our hands on all the other exotics? Because it's not letting me craft, right? Oh, probably her. Maybe I have to go to her.
Good to see you.
See, does she have any exotic blueprints? Oh yeah, there they are. Oh, there's this shit. Okay, so this is how we get in there. Oh, interesting. So let's acquire these. Crystallization spice bundle. Spice is that shit that the hyenas eat, right? Sniff. Then there's the biohazard canister. We'll see what that's about. Automated defense parts. Did something look weird? Do I need to change something in my settings, guys? Does it look flat? Oh, there's all the blueprints. Because it doesn't look flat on mine. But give me a second. Let me see if I can disable HDR. Okay, let me...
Hi.
Is that better? Did that work for you guys? It kind of worked for me. I mean, it changed shit. All right. That's what I have you for. Kudo points for you, Dogger. Dogger? Dozier. Thanks, man. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a little bit clunky because I've never done this. So I appreciate you guys helping out like that.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so we were going to look at masks. Maybe the Tinkerer. So now that we got that, can we craft it? No, but we can't craft the others. Maybe? No. Maybe down here? Did we just buy these blueprints? They're not shown unlocked. Maybe we need to get more materials or something, right? Come on, go down to that again. Yeah, it's not letting me select any of these. Show resources. Oh, I see. We need broken SHD watch. Can we get those from the optimization stuff? Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. Huh.
Help with something?
Let's see if she has anything else. Did I miss something? No, it doesn't look like it.
Bye.
Let's go back over here with my invisible ghost character. PTS, here's some cash. Blueprints, materials. I mean, we bought all this, right?
Your business is appreciated.
And it doesn't look like it has any of that stuff anyways. Maybe we can't test it. Huh. Okay, well, I don't want to fuck with that right now. We'll figure that out. We'll do things in phases, huh? So crit damage. And then let's find an LMG. Apparently we have to craft that too. I just left my weapons behind. Hey, come back. You gotta come with me, weapons. Funny. All right. LMGs here. Let's see. So we can't use the mask, apparently. So which one do we want? The GR9? It's a fan fave. So do any of you PTS guys know, is there something that shouldn't we have all of the materials for the Catharsis? And the Coyote? Or isn't there a package that we should be able to download that gives us all the exotics? So we don't have to...
I'll catch you later.
Well, let's look at our resources, I guess. See, I have exotic components. And then we have the blueprint. Right? So we have the blueprint. We have... Yeah, we did that. We did that. There's no more caches.
Come over here, Agent.
Unless there's something went to my mailbox or something, maybe. No, there's nothing there. So this is what we got. So blueprints, which we got, as we could see. Materials, which we got. And then PTS cache year 7 season 2 gear, which we got. But there's no all exotics cache. Or all other gear cache. I'll buy it again.
Thanks for your business.
See, here's the gear. So it took us from 30 to 50 or something like that, right? And then that's just materials that I got earlier. So it's the same stuff, you see? Oh, well, I guess we're just testing the new stuff. Okay, well. Yeah, we got the blueprints run, you know what I mean? They're here. We got the blueprints. They loaded. Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, I've been meaning to redo that build, actually.
Could use some more crafting materials.
It's like it's not working because I have the blueprint
Nice, comfy
and I
chair.
have... See, this is locked. So we can't test that yet, maybe? And then here, like if we just go down to the masks... So we have the blueprint. I have all the materials. It says but because I don't have a Catharsis to re-roll, you know what I mean? You have to have one in hand, right? Invisiman, the Hollow Man. Right? That's what I figured too. But if you look at the blueprints are there, you know what I mean? They're there. Like, if I go down to all the holsters. But it's saying because I don't have the Centurion Scabbard, I can't craft the Centurion Scabbard, you know? Yeah, well, I mean, we can craft, or maybe they're still low. I don't know, maybe things are still loading, but... I mean, we can craft these, you know. Everything else we can craft. Like, we crafted the gloves and all that other shit. So, what up, Donnie? And then we've purchased all the caches multiple times, but it says specifically here PTS cache of year 7 season 2 gear. you think that would have all the exotics too? Or isn't there usually one that says exotics cache? Go to exotics, bottom right corner option.
That was a good deal.
Yeah, I did that. I think I know what you're talking about. This one. These are all locked. See that? Has a chance to drop by eliminated kill squads. Yeah, but I remember seeing from old PTS videos that there's usually a cache that you buy from the vendor that has every single exotic in it.
You need to craft something?
Maybe let me go look at the other vendor.
Agent, we need you back in New York. Cleaners in Brooklyn. We need reinforcements.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, I don't even have e-credits. Well, either way, let's focus on what we have right now. Something's weird about it.
Agent, we need you back in New York. Cleaners in Brooklyn. We need reinforcements.
So we're gonna need, I guess we can take their urban lookout mask just to. We got the LMG, right? Yeah. Let's load this up. So crit chance. We want to change our to gunner. So I can inspect it, but I can't activate it. I guess we're stuck with the one we got. All right, whatever. Fuck it. See how this thing works. Is it really laggy right now? The kilobytes per second is looking good. I don't know what that's about. Okay. It's like really high. Okay, so let's see how this thing works. Read it again. So mag size 30%, LMG 30%. So 50 stacks, we push to 75. So we should see 2 to 4, so 300% hit crit damage. Yeah, this is too easy. Let's change this to... better. I like that there's no kill on kill element for this gear set. Yeah, maybe. Skeletor. Damn. Look at the how fast it deteriorates. That's kind of gonna be. Yeah, you're not allowed to have a body. That's kind of gonna be a pain in the ass. I could tell you right away. I happen to be working on some LMG builds with the Tinkerer mask, and it's tough in certain content to stay out of cover like that. You know what I mean? And be constantly shooting. And with this one, if you're suppressed, you lose your stacks. I mean, really fast. That's 6 stacks per second while not shooting. So everything else looks really nice. But as you can see, like, that's... Let me put a something here. Oh, hold on. This one. Yeah, I don't unfortunately have anything better. Maybe the GR9's better. It's a bigger mag. From the beginning. Yeah, so it's normally 200. So with this gear set, it pushes it to 260. That's nice. No damage. Seen that? Yeah, it's weird. Okay, maybe it's glitching. Let me take it off. Put it back on. Huh. Doesn't like that LMG. Like, really laggy. If you notice, the damage numbers come in like 5 minutes later. Eek, 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 eek. What the hell? It was working a second ago. It just stops working. There was none, Andrew. Yeah, I know. There's no exotic cash. I mean, the PTS just you see the numbers how they show up late. Yeah, there's no exotic cash. There's nothing in my stash. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So there's the delta.
Press space to start.
I was like, there's something going on, right?
To quit.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, Andrew, also, that there's usually an exotic cache. I mean, I haven't done the PTS before in the past, but I've seen it. You could buy all the exotics in one cache. Rough start. I was watching Prime's stream. You guys know Prime? And yeah, his PTS was preventing him from logging back into the regular game. Like on his regular account. And then everything crashed. Like during the stream, like he was streaming and it just crashed. Like his whole stream crashed.
Agent, we need you back in New York.
Still no
Clear
body.
Brooklyn.
Damn
We
it.
need reinforcements.
Priority objective available.
Agent, we got a distress call from an Agent Hoskins. Bell is ready to
Still
take you
no,
to Brooklyn.
still no cash.
Your business is appreciated.
Entering safe area.
So this is set to heroic. And in here, yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, it's working. All right, so stacks. That's our big concern right now. Look at that. Look at the reload. Eat your stacks. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, it's kind of like strained, right? So let's take a look at the pistol real quick. So rate of fire. Restrained. Deal 25% amp damage for 20 seconds after your shield is broken. What do you guys think about this exotic? Looks cool. It's basic. It's clean. I like it. Not wild. So this, follow my logic here. So people are saying, like, including Yannick, that this is the first fully automatic pistol you can run with the shield, but we already have the 93R. Either way, you got your pistol stats, rate of fire, but this is the part that I don't like. Deals amplified damage for 20 seconds after your shield gets broken. Right? Yeah, I'm with you there. It's not worth the exotic slot. I mean, so it's just it's just a standard fully exotic 93R. I mean, I don't, there it is right here. Right? So that's 109 base damage. Maybe it has higher, 131. It does. So it is stronger. And it's going to have better, it's faster, stronger, larger mag, obviously. And the mods are probably better. Stability, crit chance, 15% crit chance is pretty good. Because I don't think we have that. Yeah. I don't have all the mods crafted, but... so it's a better variant, but, you know... My point is, we've already had a fully auto. Feels good, though. Is the other one burst? Is it not fully auto? It's been a while since I've used it. Oh, yeah, I guess it's gonna burst. You're right. I've always liked this pistol. I was never really got the chance to actually use it though. That's good. I mean, it is cool, but you could just run an SMG with the striker shield. You know what I mean? Because the problem with this one, I mean, I get the advantage because you know, the shield's really strong, right? But you don't get the perk from the weapon unless your shield breaks, which is how you're going to shoot. You know what happens when your shield breaks, right? You get dizzy. And so that's what I'm saying. So like, how long does that last? You know, 20 seconds. Okay. You know, you're only dizzy for like 5, right? So you got 15 seconds where you can actually shoot, you know, but now you don't have a shield. So you could just swap weapons at that stage too, you know? It doesn't seem like the kind of pistol you'd want to run with a lot of armor either, right? It's definitely gonna be crit based. It's got a good crit chance on it. So, yeah, we'll get to back to the gear set in just a second. So here's the sniper, which I'm a fan of. Were they saying it was an M700? Hold on, let me put it. Oh, I gotta take this off. Hold on. I mean, I love the design of it. That is beautiful. Shroud. I mean, that'll look really good with the hunter outfit, the recruiter. It's like the same material type. That's sick. So it's got 25% headshot damage, which is kind of lame when most of our scopes have, what, 35 and above. Reload speed, crit damage, not a fan of that. 20% headshot damage. So they make up for the headshot damage by putting it on the muzzle. I mean, why? You know what I mean? Why not just call this a 45% scope and then give us a weapon handling here? And we don't run crit sniper builds, really. I guess it's a new option. But amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemies within the tier hierarchy. And so I'm interested in what this fucking means, because I get the 125% to the highest ranking enemies, so elites. But what is it, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3? You know? Like, does tier 1 get less? I mean, we'll have to test, right? But that's kind of annoying. What was the other exotic? The gloves. Yeah. These badass looking gloves, skeleton gloves. I like them. Amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking within the tier. I like, the one reason why I like this is because it's conditional, but it's always on. You know, no stacking, no ranged thing or whatever. It's just like, if you're a red dude, it's gonna hurt, you know? And the sniper is saying, if you're an elite, it's gonna hurt, you know? And then the pistol. Yeah, so the problem is 125% amp damage to the highest ranking enemies. The problem with this is that, I mean, it feels good, but we have the Nemesis, right? And the Nemesis is going to give you said damage. Why won't it swap out? It could be something else. There we go. Oh, it's because they were brand orientated. I mean, that's really good damage. I mean, one shot. I'm not even running a sniper setup. And so the gloves aren't working because that's an elite. I mean, that's crazy. So with the urban lookout set, so here's 3 pieces on a regular heroic. 7.2 went down. 8.7 on crit. 7.2 is pretty good. Put a vigilance on here. I don't have that right now, I don't think, but there's nothing in my library. I'd have to add that to my library, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to craft all this shit. Damn. It's a lot of fucking work, man. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not the worst exotic. You know, it's neat. Basically, I mean, you can have determined, right, on your snipers. So for this to be a main sniper, for the purest at heart, I guess, right? But the advantage would be that it guarantees a one-shot kill on a named boss on your sniper build. But the Nemesis does a pretty decent job with that too, except the Nemesis you have to charge up. So that would be your advantage. You do a better job here pop shotting. Okay, let's so that's the exotics. Then we have the weapons, which this is an M44 variant, I believe. At least by the look of it. It's one of the more modern M44s. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that's what it looks like. It's a good sniper. I've used it. So full mod set, great base damage, typical everything else. 13 in the mag is nice. So destroy a weak point grants 24% weapon damage for 15 seconds. Why? Why? You know what I mean? 15 seconds of 24% weapon damage when you can have Headhunter and Determined, or I mean, there's Streamlined also. Whatever other talents, you know, Lucky Shot, it would be even better than this. You have to destroy that weak point too, not just hit it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't choose that. Good variant though that they put it on. But you know, I'm gonna shoot the head with a sniper, wouldn't you? You know, not the weak point. I mean, there are situations where you have to hit a weak point, like a Warhound, but I'm not gonna build a sniper build around a Warhound. It would be interesting if they said destroying the weak point with your sniper gives 24% weapon damage on your other weapon. So you hit that weak point a couple of times, you break it, and then your other weapon gets to 24% weapon damage. Or that enemy takes 24% additional damage from all sources. That would be interesting here. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be going for the head with the sniper. And unfortunately, they don't consider heads weak points. Yeah, and just like Dispatch is saying, you can't even break the weak point if you got Determined, which you can't do with the sniper anyways. Yeah, so it's just, I would like it to be, I think it'd be better additional damage from all sources when you break the weak point with the sniper, and then you could rotate to your other sniper and get that 24% plus your Determined or whatever else you're running, Ranger, and shoot him in the head and actually get a benefit from it. And the downside would be, because there's always got to be a downside, a balance, right? So what would make it not OP is the fact that you have a weapon swap in there that slows you down, and you'd be wanting to get another headshot in there. But it would also open up some cool trick plays between players. And so there's the rifle that's basically the same thing. Destroying a weak point grants 24% weapon damage for 15 seconds. So kind of shitty if the enemy doesn't have a weak point, like just an average grunt. It'd be better if they classified headshots also as weak points. Not going to happen. But, you got Ranger, right? You have what is that, landing body shots? You don't have to get a kill. So this one, you have to break it. And then I guess you're always going for weak points to maintain it. Hopefully it's refreshable. Unfortunately, we don't have that here. I like the weapon variant. It requires some handling to manage this thing. But it's a fun weapon to use, and maybe this gives us an excuse to use it. Not a huge fan of the talent, though. I don't know if that's going to be worth it. So I think there's a named holster, right? So let's look at the named holster. Spot on. So we get 10% accuracy in the talent, and then 38% more. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you got a pretty strong build and you want to tighten up that bloom, so we have, it'd be nice to see the white dot in there, huh? So we're looking at the jiggle wiggle. The jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let me go back a little bit more. That little white dot. I guess we already had the accuracy, but let's take this off and just... Now we got 10% accuracy. Kind of hard to see, but maybe I should use an assault rifle. I mean, it looks like it's dancing less, right? I mean, that's 40%. It's going to matter more at range. Yeah, I mean, I think it could help a lot of weapons, yeah. Right, dispatch? I think we got, some bloom issues on a lot of weapons. I mean, think of the chameleon. I think it's a little beast. And you only have to run one piece, which is nice. That makes it an easy one to equip. Because there's a lot of builds I feel like, well, I don't need any more damage. Let's say you're running a 4-piece striker, right? And you got the chameleon, you got maybe your memento, and you're running the coyote mask. You're playing in range for that 25% crit damage. You got the striker chest, and I guess that wouldn't leave much room for the holster, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I got this really strong build, and I just don't really need any damage. My weapon handling is, I don't want to put on any more weapon handling. But, tightening my bloom, yeah, there's some weapons that could benefit from that, The chameleon's one of them. I mean, it needs optimal range too, but that could help with the headshots. It's not available yet. This is just the test. Yeah, we're just in testing. What up, Reaper? Yeah, we're in PTS mode. So yeah, this is nice. And then there's another named one, and I'm sorry to inform you, it's another named talent you're not gonna fucking use. So it's coming on the chest piece. It's called Slight. Cause they always do this, man. It's just like they give us these perfect. This is what we need. We need new talents, not perfect versions of talents we don't fucking use. You know what I mean? And they do this all the time with the perfect talents. What was last season's? We got the one Energize or whatever, the backpack one, and it's just like nobody uses that shit. You know, 1 out of 1 million people use it. You know, we don't even have that many players. It's grants 40% bonus armor while reloading, which sounds nice. And I have tried this in the past with like a Super 90 shotgun build. But wouldn't you rather have Intimidate? But it's rare to have something that gives you bonus armor on your chest piece. Granted. But it literally... So I've tried this with the backfire, because you could think like, oh wow, my bonus armor could prevent or soak up the bleed damage, right? But it doesn't even work with that, because the bonus armor is literally while you reload, and I'll show that in a second. And then the bleed comes from the backfire after you reload. So like the bonus armor disappears and then you bleed. But it is cool that grants 0 to 30% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies when they are reloading, also based on your core attributes. So that's kind of neat. But to be honest with you, I mean, I reload and cover, you know? See how fast that bonus armor comes and goes? And so even when I'm running and gunning, I mean, not always, right? But when I'm running and gunning, you know, I'm out here playing, and then I'll pop and cover real fast, reload, even just for a beat, just while I hit the button. Not even all the time, but you know, why not, right? Avoid a couple of bullets on my shield or my bonus armor. But it's just, yeah, it's just, there's so many better things you could be running on your chest, and including, well, even if we're saying, well, I'm a support build, you know, and I want to give my allies bonus armor. Well, it's a blip of bonus armor for them. It's better than nothing because they don't have to do anything for it. But wouldn't you rather run Vanguard and dish it out that way? Pop your shield and they get mega bonus armor for like 20 seconds. This is why this thing isn't used, right? And more bonus armor just doesn't make it look better. So that's unfortunate, you know, that we just get another named piece that we're not going to use. Okay, gear sets. Let's go back to that because, yeah, I think this is probably the star of the show, but it's not perfect. And I wonder if it'd be abandoned at the end of the day. And then we got to figure out how these fucking things work. So, because Striker's got a better degrading situation going on. I'm just going to run all pieces. Not worried about the build right now. Run this one here. We don't have gunners, so let's put reload speed, accuracy. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to put that holster on. There we go. Cool. We got a build. Do I got any mods? No mods. So, Crit damage and weapon handling. Love it. Magazine size, LMG damage. Love it. It's got everything you need. Lose 6 stacks per second while not shooting is big. And now I'm questioning whether the backpack and chest is a good idea. So the number of stacks, the chest piece, we might not want to run because it's painful and you're not going to be able to hang out of cover for that long in reality. And look at how slow it fucking stacks. I mean, I'm going to have to reload before... I mean, are we ever going to get to the cap? I mean, that's 300 rounds right there, guys. And look how fast it goes bye-bye. So I don't think the chest is a good idea, you know, increasing your stacks. Now, the backpack is awesome. I mean, you could go vigilance or the memento or whatever your thing is, but that's going to double your crit stacks. So I like that. Now, the chest increases your crit stacks too, but is it worth picking up the other 25 stacks? It doesn't sound like a lot until you're out there shooting, you know? So let's take that off and then put that piece on. See if it goes any better. Yeah, now all of a sudden we're doing it in one mag, right? God, that LMG feels fucking good, man. Doesn't it seem like it's much faster than 850? It does, right? So right there, that's 100% crit damage plus another 100% crit damage. So that's 200% crit damage. Will it show up on our stats? Let's see. No. It degrades so fast too. I don't know. Oh yeah, there it is. I mean, that's awesome damage. It's basically one giant fucking strained, right? It's just like strained, which I love the idea. I like the idea, but the thing is LMGs, you get punished for being out of cover and tough content. It's hard to lay it down like that, you know? And so if you know, unfortunately, we always have to consider the meta, which is going to be the striker. And it's the meta because it's easy. Appreciate the sub there, Steelers fan. That's the thing about striker. One of the things, it's not just that it's strong. It's that it's easy, you know? There's other ones that are sufficiently strong, but they always have these stupid little conditions on them. Umbra, you have to get in and out of cover. Heartbreaker, you have to do the pulse thing. Ongoing directive. It's a team support build, but it's sufficiently strong, but you have to do the status effects thing, you know? And so we're looking for a competitor to striker. And one of the things is, you know, it doesn't have to be a direct damage competition. All of the ones I just mentioned are strong enough to compete with strikers. You know, it's not always about just damage, but it's the mechanics that keeps striker at the top and why we use it so much, you know, because we'll pair a weapon up with striker. I mean, with Umbra or ongoing directive and be like, yeah, you know, you could do this, but it's such a pain in the ass. It just doesn't work well with this weapon. Let's just equip it with striker because it's point and shoot. You know, and I want to use this in legendary. Hunter's Fury requires a kill. The healing stations heal through the bleed from ongoing directive. I don't want to run skill tiers for status effects skill. You know, there's all of these things, right? And, you know, I really want to run this particular weapon. It doesn't go good with that gear set. So we need something that's easy. This is easy. This is easy. Point, shoot, no kill required. I love that. But we can't. All I see here is that this would be amazing if they just got rid of that 6 stacks per second thing, you know? Now, the good news is, unfortunately, I don't want to even attempt to go out in the open world. We can try, but I'm seeing the stuttering too, and I don't like this right now. I'm gonna, after this stream, I'm gonna see if I can optimize it. But maybe we suppress a lot, and that's the trick, right? Maybe we're suppressing a lot, and so when we go into reload, our stacks don't decay. Because there's somebody out there that's suppressed, just somebody, you know, and then maybe an ally can suppress if you're playing in group too. So yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm excited. The decay thing could be a pain in the ass, but there might be some conditions in there, and I'll try to test this. I don't want to stutter the stream out there in the open world, but there's like, if you're because you know LMGs, you're always fucking suppressing. So, you know, if somebody's suppressed, you're fighting District Union Arena, somebody's suppressed, and then you reload, you might not get any decay. Yeah, Overwhelm. There's also Overwhelm. That gives you damage when somebody's suppressed too. So that's a nice little thing. But I could also see the Tinkerer mask going well with this, really well, because you got Frenzy, and you could put Killer. Killer would line up, right? Because this is a crit setup. Coyote would line up, because you'd be playing at the range where you can get some crit chance back. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm liking it, you know. It's got potential. Now we just need to figure out this shit, guys. Okay, how do we test this? Let's take off. I don't even want to run. Okay, headshot damage. I'm just gonna try to flatten the build because we need to see the damage changes between the variants. Sorry about the stream looking like that. Let's see if I can create improvised everything. Ninja Bike knee pads would be sick with that if you could use them. I know they're not a fan favorite, but skip the reload. Oh, you know what else would do really good, guys? The Centurion holster, because when you swap, you get the auto reload. You bypass that 3 seconds where you're degrading. I mean, that's 3 seconds. That's 20%, almost 20%, right? 18%, depending on what. Some of these LMGs are 4.5 second reloads, you know? So you're losing 6 stacks per second, you know? So the Centurion would be amazing. Plus, it'd give you an RPM lift if you use that side. But if you just put 2 LMGs on, I mean, I'd probably do that over the Tinker. I'm having a hard time with the Tinker, guys. I'm having a hard time with it. ¿Por qué? What's up, man? Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the shout out. Okay. You know what? Let me get a better chest piece. I want to see something without anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, that'll work. What up, Steelers fan? Hey, thanks for that subscribe. And then the talent I have is perpetuation, so that won't affect us. So what I want to do is go over here to this side. And we should have a variety of enemies, and I want to see if we can get a variety of damage. So now let's put on the exotics. They're all crits. So it amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking tier within the hierarchy. I don't get the hierarchy thing. I mean, what is tier 1 versus tier 2 versus tier 3? Anybody got any idea here? You know what I mean? I get the lowest, you know, like the red guy's going to take the most damage, but what does tier 3 get? Like 15% amp damage? I don't know. Okay, so they made it too hard. There we go. 106. 106. 167. Oh, well, 106. 106 on armor. 106 on health. That's not 106. So they're all 106. Okay, well, these would be considered what, do you think? None of the tier 1s. Support. They'd be probably assault. So none of the tier 2s. So they'd be considered a tier 3. But why don't they just say tier 3 then? So it amplifies weapon damage to any other enemy or skill proxy. I think you might be right. My space. So I think they're saying any enemy. So that's probably, I guess this side might be easier, huh? So here's a normal. 106. Unfortunately, I'm going to go to a named. Because that would be considered a boss, right? Well, it's still 106. Well, the named enemies aren't considered. The named enemies are in tier 3. Right? You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's leader. A leader, in my opinion, is the guy that's you usually only see them in the Rikers. They got the captain little symbol over the head, and they give a buff to everybody. But this guy's taking 106, and he's named. That's as high as we go. Yeah, because this is gonna be a pain in the ass to test if it's working out in the field. You know what I mean? Should we try? Will you guys bear with me? Please bear with me. It might frame crazy drop on us out here. I don't know what's going on. I get the idea though, but the explanation sucks. I feel like if it only works on this one tier, then just list who it works on, not. Yeah, see this, the frame skips there. It doesn't look like that in mine, but I see it in the stream replay. So it's probably something in the rendering settings that I have. It's not optimized, unfortunately. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so he should be a 106. These should be a 106. Yeah, they are. So one of the ones that we're not supposed to do are like engineers, right? Yeah. So a tank engineer. He's 81. $106. So the rusher was 81. Is he a support guy? Okay, here's a riot foamer. You see that? So he's taking less damage. So he must be considered support. Yikes. I don't even want to move. Yeah, the gameplay's lagging. It's because I'm running a new system and I need to adjust the bit rate probably. The stream rate. So 167, 106. So that's taking the tier 3 damage. That's why I didn't want to come out here. Sorry about the lag. We're only going to be here for a minute. Where is that coming from? I'm looking for a gun engineer. Let me get a decoy out here. Oh, there you are. 98. 106. There it is. All right. So he's an assault, or he would be in the tier 3 category as any other. Same with him. So he's 106. 106 of the Grenadier. Stop it with your fucking arrow. 106. There we go. There's a boss. But she's probably going to be as other. These would be good if it's working out like it is. So that guy's taking... What is he? Yeah, there's an engineer right there. That's what we want to shoot. 80. So if that's how it works, then he would be at tier 2 taking less damage. And that's how it's working. But why put tier 1 and tier 2? Why not just have 2 tiers, right? Why is there 3 tiers is what I'm wondering. Is tier 1 taking even less damage than tier 2? Probably, right? So tier 3 takes the full 30, and then tier 1 and tier 2 must be tiered lower. But I guess what I'm saying is, like, why not say any other enemy or skill proxy? That's tier 2. And then tier 1 is hunters, rogues, and supports, engineers, and bodyguards, and tanks, and drones, and everything else, you know? Why do they separate the first 2 tiers? I mean, it could just be for a consistent thing. So that boss is taking 81. So she's... I mean, she'd be considered a named enemy, but she's also her archetype. It's based on archetype, not rank. That's what we need to be remembering here. So she's probably a support. Shield, heavy weapon, or a heavy weapon. She's probably a heavy weapon because she's a rocket. She's a rocket lady. So she's a tier 1. So yeah, it's not. So that's kind of good news, I think. It's not veterancy. It's archetype. Yeah, so she's taking less than 80. You see that? So she must be, she was taking 79. So she must be heavy weapons, tier 1. And then tier 2 was support. We saw hitting at about 81, I think. And then tier 3 was hitting at 106. So that's interesting. All right, let's get out of here before I make you guys get dizzy. Thanks for tolerating that. But so it's still conditional, it's still random, but I think it's gonna work on a lot of enemies there, you know?
We need reinforcements.
Basically, oh, she was an RPG. That's who she was, not heavy weapons. Support engineer. Oh, I don't know, man. Fuck. There's a lot of supports and engineers. It's an interesting option, I guess. You know, if you want a variable damage, I don't know. It's a lot. That's 30% amplified damage. Again, not on red enemies, on archetypes. I mean, all I gotta say is it's better than trying to fucking melee somebody with the bloody knuckles. But would you be better off with the coyotes or the Centurion holster? And I hate making that comparison, but it's practical, right? Asking that question. And the sniper does the opposite, exactly. Basically, if we go back there. So the sniper amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemies within the tier. So in this case, we're looking at tier 1 gets the highest damage. And then tier 3 gets the lowest damage. So, I mean, together, they'd be an interesting combo, right? You're covered, right? And personally, I'm going to enjoy using the sniper. I like, you know, flipping to pure sniper mode. You know, it's not as efficient as determined, no doubt, but it's fun. So I think we got a better. So basically, yeah, we just figured out this thing too. Technically, how it works because they're the same. 125% amp damage is nice.
Military operations are in progress.
Yeah. What up, Ty?
Consumption of drugs and alcohol.
Good to see you.
So we still don't have this cache.
Nice doing business with you.
Maybe it's because we got this an extra day early. The build isn't full, but yeah, that's what I was thinking too. MySpace Shroud is an alternative to the Nemesis. It's just that the Nemesis is more consistent and works on everybody. For example, if you're fighting the True Sons, the boss often comes out as a heavy, right? A heavy weapons guy, you know, like the grenade guy. So that'll work with him. And then also a heavy gunner, you know, the chain gunner. So it'll work against him, which is great. But if it comes out as the Riot Foamer boss, then it sucks. But if you have a Headhunter, it probably won't fucking matter anyways. Yeah, it's not bad. You know, it's not bad. But the Nemesis is you don't even have to think about it. $55. Yeah, pretty standard. Yeah, it's a beautiful weapon though. I'm gonna wear my recruiter outfit with it. It'd be cool if they made it sound snipe silence too. If it went, pew. Yeah, give me a quick second. Let me see if I can mess with my settings real fast. Sometimes they don't let you do it while you're streaming. Maybe it's the encoder. I can go fast and low quality. See if that works. Little better, right? Kinda. I gotta work on this. That's got to be annoying on your guys' end.
Pleasure to see you.
It's, you know, what's weird is that I was playing the regular division and I didn't have that issue. But I think it's OBS. So that's probably why. I need to configure it. This thing hits hard. 7.5 base damage on a shit build is great. I mean, look, I got two skill tiers and an armor core on that fucker. You know what I mean? That's amazing. And like no headshot damage. That's a strong sniper, man. This is gonna be fun. And it feels great. I mean, the handling on it, it's tight. You know, you put this smart cover with this thing. I mean, I think this is gonna be a good sniper. Oh, Dialogues, you went out there with that thing. What'd you think about the decaying? Were you having issues with it? You know, the stacks going away. Targaryen Ty, you can connect your controller. So I'm using the Xbox controller. So yeah, so it's the same. It's the same. But yeah, I mean, some people use the mouse and keyboard. It would be foreign for me too. It is foreign when I use the keyboard and mouse. It's like my hands got to just stay here in this position. I'm gonna cramp up. I got no legs. I got no legs. Yeah, because that was my dialogues. I see that the damage is amazing on that gear set. But everything else, you know, the decaying part. Hey, Dialux, the suppressed also stop stacks. Yeah, I was thinking that was probably going to kick in. Yeah. Hey, I need to know. Let me ask you a question. Did you have the? How'd you get the pecan, for example? Because there's no cash. Sorry, there's no exotic cash for me. How'd you get the exotic? Is there a hidden vendor? Did Keener give it to you? Maybe it's ready now. Let's check. Maybe it was just loading or something. Yeah, still can't. Oh, from last season? It just saved? No, I don't normally play on PC. No, I'm an Xbox guy. But I'm using my account, I think. The same account. I have multiple accounts, so it's hard to know. That's why I say I think.
Clean and oil these tools. I don't want them to get rusty.
Oh, is that why? Okay, it's because I have to play on PC more. I guess that makes sense. But when I load, you know, on the regular game, the base game, it brought in all of my apparel. You know, because of Ubisoft Connect still being connected to my Xbox. I thought there was, but I did think there was. I remember seeing people go stepping up to the vendor and purchasing an exotic cache. They had every exotic in the game, you know? Might as well buy all this shit.
I'll see you another time. Need help crafting something?
Oh, you know what we haven't looked at yet? Sorry, this. All right. That's kind of clipping funny, huh? Weird. Well, it's a work in progress, I guess. Gain rate of fire bonus for each contested name zone. Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. There's 11 zones. %30 rate of fire is nice. 30% damage is nice. But you're gonna have a green map, right? What happens? You know? So you clear all your zones, which means you own all the control points so that you get cap damage. Now you have nothing to play. It's the first one reads weird. It says gain rate of fire. So for a contested named zone, so it's contested, meaning it's green and red, right? You'll get rate of fire only up to 30. And then if you own it, so it's green, then you get rate of fire and weapon damage. But if it's all red, then you get nothing. Yeah, well, if you fight the faction, you get a meter, right? The meter, it's separate though. But yeah, they're theming it up, right? But yeah, there's a meter, and you agitate those dudes, and they're gonna come and try to take back a zone. Which I love the idea. I like it. I like that idea. I mean, I don't love it, but it's another open world engagement thing. That's a good place to put new content, you know. And I like the kill squad idea. It makes you wonder, though, you know. Do we need more advanced enemies? But you know, I think for those people that are saying they want legendary in the open world, it's kind of a step in that direction, you know, with these kill squads out there trying to get you. But this, yeah, so this is kind of weird, though. But the way I see it, though, is because to get optimal damage, you need to control those zones. And once you do that, that means the only thing left you have to do are missions and retaliations. Okay, so your skills gain extra skill tiers, and your signature weapons gain a weapon damage boost against regular enemies. Oh God, this thing just hurts my head just looking at the quantity of text here, and then this tier, basically a spreadsheet. Your skills gain extra skill tiers, and your signature weapons gain a weapon damage boost per regular enemies against regular enemies as per the table below. The boost is multiplied by 1.5 against named enemies. Additionally, signature weapons gain. I don't know if I care about signature weapon. Because it's temporary. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not sure I care about the signature weapon thing, you know, because this is all temporary. These are all active modifiers, right? And then you see the level down below at the very bottom. So they introduced something new this coming season, modifier XP. So you earn more XP doing these activities, and that's going to rank up to level 5 eventually. So the next, it shows your current level and your next level. So 50%, then it goes to 60%. I'm guessing current level is level 1. And then signature weapon RPM goes from 5 to 10. Reload goes from 10 to 20. Skill tier, you pick up a skill tier. That's nice. Wow. Do you think you could pick up all 6 skill tiers? Well, it's only when you activate this thing, but that's interesting. Okay, let's look at this one. Set enemies. This one's cool. This is an AoE effect. So sets enemies within a radius on fire while the modifier is active. Each unique enemy set on fire adds 1 stack of sanitation. So this is a cleaner's theme. which grants extra damage to burning enemies up to a maximum +2 stacks. For each enemy currently burning, repair armor every second. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then you run the catalyst mask with that. So the damage goes up to the next level. The duration stays the same. 45 seconds is a lot. Explosion radius. What explosion? Critical hits inflict burning on enemies. When you're 3+ stacks. So when you have, so I think that means when you have 3 enemies burning, wait, 1 stack. Each unique enemy set on fire adds 1 stack. Yeah, so when you have had 3 enemies burning at least, then you gain the ability that critical hits inflict burning on enemies. So crits equal burn. That's sick. To level up this modifier, so there's the condition, eliminate hostiles while this modifier is equipped. So this one is for the True Sons. Against the True Sons, this one only works against the cleaners. Oh, that kind of sucks. But it's kind of, I mean, you would just change it based on your activity is what they're trying to get you to do, right? Oh, I'm going to a cleaner zone, switch it to sanitization. You know? I'm going against the True Sons. It looks like we have to use this one. You don't have to, but then you're not going to level it up. Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. Okay, let me correct that. To level up this modifier, eliminate hostiles while this modifier is equipped, or complete retaliations against the cleaners. Got it. There's an or there. Interesting. Okay, Zealot. Weapon damage and damage reduction boosts as per the table below. After 10 seconds, you begin losing stack per second. 1 stack per second, and the stack consumption rate increases every 10 seconds. Eliminating hostiles restores zealot stacks. Upon reaching 0 stacks, a damaging EMP explosion is triggered at your location, leaving you at 1 health. That's nuts. For each enemy hit by the explosion, recover armor and health as per the table below. That's insane. Why would you want to do that? 1 health. I mean, so your armor is intact, but your health isn't. For each enemy hit by the explosion, recover armor. This is confusing, man. Fuck. To level up this modifier, eliminate hostiles while the modifier is equipped. Got it. Or go to the outcasts. So DR stack. DR. What is DR? Damage reduction stack. Okay. So 6%. Okay. So that's like a protection from, right? Like a protection from elites. Weapon damage stack 3 goes up to 3.5 at the next stage. Initial stacks 15, cooldown 60 seconds. Stacks per kill 3. And recovery is at 20%. What's the max the stack said? Let's see. So as long as you're out there killing, you never get that EMP thing. So it's only when you drop to 0, which is pretty easy to do, I imagine, because, you know, there's that space in between waves, right? And where you're sitting there just ticking down. There doesn't seem to be any cap on the stacks. you start out with 15 stacks. Maybe that is the cap. Your initial stacks might be your cap. So you're maintaining 15. It's interesting. Spiced up. Here it is, MySpace. Yeah, Chris, that's a good idea. The St. Elmo's that burns on hit, on crit. So all of your armor is stripped for the duration of this modifier. You cannot aim down sights or repair armor. That's crazy, man. What are we going to be doing? I mean, I don't like hip firing that much. In return, each successful hit on an enemy adds a stacking weapon damage bonus and recovers some health. You also gain a boost to health, reload speed, and movement speed, shown in the table below. And this is one theme to the hyenas. So your health is mega, okay. Damage stacks, doesn't look that exciting. But it is based on hit. Not kills to gain stacks. And recovers health. So this Berserker mode is basically a bloodsucker setup. That's how they were built back in the day. They were mega health, and you would crit to heal. This is a hit to heal, but you're stuck with the hip firing. "50-second duration, 60-second cooldown." That's interesting. 50 seconds is a long time. The hip firing, what weapon would we use on that? I don't know. I mean, what an SMG, I guess? I kind of think shotguns. Like an ACS. I don't know if it's strong enough. A handbasket, an SVD. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It doesn't got a very large mag, though. Okay, let's look at this next one. Blind hostiles and a cone in front of you as per the table below. That's kind of sounds cool. Holding a shield when triggering this modifier increases the range and radius of the blinding effect. Eliminating blinded enemies reduces the cooldown of the modifier. I mean, I really like that. A lot. So you're going to want to run and gun with this because the cone, I imagine, what is it, 10 meters? Yeah. Up to 15 in the next level. This is sick. This one's good. And then if you have a shield, it goes bigger. And then cooldown reduction per blinded kill. 1 second. That's pretty cool, man. The cooldown's and the cooldown goes down as you level up. That's pretty cool. It doesn't give you more damage, right? I mean, you can build around blind with the weapon talents, but it's straight up crowd control, and that's neat. It's really neat. Imagine, just your everyday striker build, and you got that, wave of enemy legendaries coming off of a helicopter, and you're like, it's a major checkpoint wave. And you activate this thing, just go stand in front of them. They're all fucking blind. And you just shred them to pieces with your striker build. I mean, they don't even shoot back. The question is, how long are they blind? And can you extend the blind with status effects? I think default status effects is usually around 5 seconds. Is that right? And then does is there a depreciated return? You know. Yeah, well, Hunter's Fury. That's a good one too. SMG shotguns. The range will grow though. 15 meters is a good assault rifle range. I mean, that bighorn build I was running, that's great with that. 15 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters. The enemy's always coming up trying to punch you in the face. You know, they're going to go blind. That one might be one of my favorites. I mean, the sanitization one is pretty cool too, I got to say. Unlimited ammo's nice. I mean, this one's neat for a skill build, but the signature weapon thing, I'm just not into it. You know what I mean? The rate of fire, reload speed, unlimited ammo to signature weapons. I mean, it's a little gimmicky. I just don't feel like her signature weapons are that strong. I mean, I use the attack 50. But, yeah. And some of these other, the Berserk mode ones, I mean, these could be surprising when you put them into action. Just like this season, right? I wasn't that excited going into this season's modifiers. And then you get into them and you're like, wow. Way better than I thought. So stepping stones, so you got universal and then you got faction orientated. So universal, eliminating assaults, so regular grunts, with headshots adds hollow point ammo to your magazine. So that's bleed. That's sick. You know what I mean? That's a good way to kick off your ongoing directive. Shooting a rusher from within 10 meters is always going to be 2 coming at you, right? You got to play close. 10 meters staggers them. When this happens, you gain 20% movement speed. That lasts for 10 seconds. Oh, that's pretty neat. Rupert's, when you break any piece of a tank's armor, all other armor pieces are broken. And you bleed enemies. Now, when they say tank, do they mean tanky enemies or an actual tank from the Tusk? I think it's the Tusk. Any grenade within 5 meters of you is destroyed. Oh, that's neat. And while in cooldown, your grenade radius goes up by 100%. Wow, that's pretty neat. But anyways, it's like measured assembly, right? I mean, they're not throwing that many grenades at you, so that 30-second cooldown's not bad, right? Just another defense. What up, Skelly? Good job adulting out there. Someone's got to do it. So while you are in cover, your headshot damage against snipers increases. I mean, this one's super conditional. They all are. This one's probably the best. You're probably going to get the most out of that one and the rusher one because there's always rushers. The tank one, the batter up one, and the compromise. I mean, compromise, how many snipers do you encounter? Really not that many. And then there's the faction ones. Okay, so shooting hyenas. So you would tailor this before you go into any zone, right? You'd have to change your loadouts. It's not my build. It's not by build. It's by zone. This is interesting. So unfriendly fire. So shooting a hyena's shield deflects, so super conditional. But I like it. Dealing 50% of damage to each enemy within 10 meters. It's like a ricochet effect. Quicksand, breaking in immobilizer's weak points, applies foam to all enemies within 20 meters of the target. So an immobilizer would be like the riot foam guy. I wonder if the rushers with the electrical batons are considered immobilizers. I feel like they are. Breaking a Scorcher's gas canister inflicts burning on all enemies within 7 meters. They burn until they die. Wow. Strong. When a leader is eliminated, all enemies within 80 meters that were affected by the leader's overheal suffer bleeding. So this is a Rikers. Upon eliminating the leader, you gain 20% bonus armor. There's a lot of leaders. That would be good against the Rikers. They're always sending them out. Destroying a controller's drone breaks the controller's weak point and shocks the controllers and all enemies within 20 meters of them. That's a legendary one right there. The drone operators. I like that. I mean, they're all way more conditional than this season. I gotta say that kind of sucks, you know. But maybe with the global and the active modifiers together, that's where the fun is this season. And these are just, you know, you're gonna be changing them based on where you're fighting and where you're fighting. Oh, I'm going into the fight the Tusk. I better put on this and that, you know. And it's still going to be situational, you know. It's not build orientated whatsoever. It is play style orientated though. So some of these make more sense if you're running and gunning and you're playing close quarters, and some of them not. But I'm not wowed by any of this stuff. It's all, you know, acceptable and typical. You know what I mean? Like, the gloves are cool, the sniper's cool, the pistol, you know, probably not gonna use it. I'm surprised, but you know, so I get to run an automatic pistol that's stronger than the normal 93R, but basically doesn't have a talent. I mean, I'd rather run my determined pistol, the Harvest. Just one shot everything. But I get that for those things you can't one shot. This is nice, but it's different. The concept is sound except for the talent. Like, why would I play into something with the shield breaks and then I get fucking dizzy so I can't shoot anyways? Oh, okay. Well, now you're forcing me to run the mask. What is it called? Not this one. The one that purges, right? So it'll clear your dizziness, your hazard, your any status effect. So that's what you would have to do. And then, you know what? Break your shield on purpose? What if your shield never breaks? You know what I mean? Then you're running this mask in case your shield breaks, and you're getting damage from it. It's a good mask to run with shields anyways. You know which mask I'm talking about? Sorry, I can't remember it. Names. Catharsis. Thank you, Parker. Yeah, I was just about to look it up. So the Catharsis would be what you would want to run with this, because it doesn't make any fucking sense to get damage when your shield breaks, but you can't shoot because you're dizzy. And then you're dead. And so the Catharsis is the perfect pair up for this, because your shield is going to be taking lots of damage, which means it's going to constantly be purging anyways and cycling through its damage cycle. So you're going to get heals and more damage and heals and more damage up to 30%, I think. And then, I mean, the Memento is obviously great too because of the bonus armor, but if your shield breaks, the Catharsis will clean your status effects if it purges, which it probably will.
Could probably make
And so I know the Coyote mask sounds interesting, but I think this would work just as good with that. Because this is a crit-based weapon, and you're playing at a range where you get the 25% crit damage. What else would we run? I mean, you could run Obliterate with this, which is pretty cool. What's the RPM on it? 700? Yeah, it'll probably hold up Obliterate. 40 in a mag. Close range. I mean, it's a body shot weapon. I wouldn't necessarily go for the head with this one. It's going to pull. So Obliterate, D&H, 20%. And we got the other gear set, right? That gives us Eminence Armaments, right? Yeah, that's a good Eminence Armaments build. But you're crit based too, so you wouldn't necessarily have to do that. I mean, that's 60% base damage, so run that and then run crits. But you could also just run Cheska and Grupo, even Providence. Yeah, so it's not the, you know, maybe I will have fun tinkering with it, you know. I'm just not a big shield kind of car door kind of guy, but you know, I know a lot of people do enjoy that build, and you know, maybe there's something there. Hunter's Fury would make a lot of sense too. Hunter's Fury, get the amp damage, run crits, get armor on kill, probably run it all red, because you have the car door and just hope nobody gets behind you. Run the Catharsis Mask, and maybe the exotic gloves. Right? Maybe the exotic gloves would work out really well, because that's amplified damage to all those other dudes. But if you're running the Catharsis Mask, you know, obviously you can't do that. But Intimidate. The downside is, though, you'd have to run the Hunter's Fury fucking chest piece or the Hunter's Fury backpack, because you're running the Catharsis, you know. Yeah. The Exodus gloves, Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, it's good on anything. Those are fucking amazing gloves, for sure, for sure. But that'll help you when your armor breaks, and so when your shield breaks, what's going to break next? Your armor, because now you're in the middle of like 300 enemies that are all shooting you. Yeah, you know, it makes sense, and then it hides you. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take a break, and what I'm going to do is try to optimize the stream so we can get some actual gameplay in, and tonight's stream, and see if we can test these modifiers and this gear set. I think all eyes are on the gear set, right? We need to get them feedback on the deterioration thing. Everything looks nice about it. I think it is going to be a money gear set, but you know, there's just realities to LMGs, you know, and being out of cover and laying down that many shots that you have to get some girth behind those stacks so that, you know, you can reload without starting from the beginning again. Stealthy, it's not super awesome. Let me get to your question here before I go. So he's got a question about the Tinker. He's running Striker, and he's trying to figure out a better combo for AR talents. It's not super awesome. You know, everybody's saying MetaMask. No way. In my opinion, the Tinker is not a meta. It's super off meta. Super. And so on the Striker build, you know, you have to run the mask, which means you have to run the backpack or the chest, which means how squishy are you going to be, right? So anyways, going to your question, Streamline is one of the best talents you can pick up with that mask. The downside is you lose your skills. And with the loss of your survivability, because you're running the mask, preventing you from perhaps running good bonus armor on your backpack, which you can still do with Bloodsucker, but it's not the same as a Memento. You know, is Streamline worth it? But it does feel good. Streamline and Killer, measured. So these are my favorites so far on assault rifle. Killer, Fast Hands, Streamlined, and what's the one? Stabilize is really good.
Probably make some string out of old
On empty is good
Might come in handy.
also. So you're going to get a shit ton of weapon handling. I mean, it's almost better than Fast Hands on empty. So, you know, empty your mag, and then when you reload, you get, what, 40% weapon handling, something like that. That's stability, accuracy, reload speed, right? That's amazing. Where if you went with Fast Hands, it's just reload speed. But it's based off of crits. So you can reload more often. A lot of people are using the FAMAS because if you're not using named weapons, it's a decent one. But the carbine is good. And the Police M4. The TKB, I'm a big fan of the TKB. It's slow, but it's strong and steady. I think damage utility. 2 utility, not worth it. But like, yeah, any of the utilities are good with it. Preservation isn't as great as I thought it would be. I thought it would be really awesome, but it's just for how strong the enemies are, it just can't keep up. So I think stabilize, steady-handed, or you got a lot of options. I mean, on empty and Fast Hands. I mean, those are all amazing. Killer, and depending on which assault rifle you're running, Strained and Killer together can be really good. The TKB could pull that one off. It could also pull off the laser pointer. But the reason why I haven't been super happy about the mask is just because it puts you in this vulnerable state. And so it has me focusing on only a few gear sets. And, you know, it is an interesting option for group play where you're probably playing from cover and legendary anyways. But, you know, with the loss of the ability to run things like the Memento or the Exodus gloves that bring great survivability to your build, then, you know, your gear sets are like Negotiator. Striker does work, but not for out of cover, really. And then Hunter's Fury kind of sucks with that mask. Ongoing Directive. Heartbreaker you can pull off. I felt like it was a little bit weak, but Umbra works. But yeah, I think in most cases, if you try to put a double damage, it's a loss. In most cases, not every case. And so that's why a damage plus a utility is probably the way to go. LMGs are really interesting with the mask. Really interesting because you're naturally playing from cover anyways. And so, you know, you can put on one I've been tinkering with a lot and I'm actually really liking it is Frenzy with Steady-Handed. And so if your mag is big enough, which they usually are, then you get the auto reload and you get the frenzy. So you're frenzying and then you frenzy into the auto reload from Steady-Handed, which is also giving you accuracy and stability. You frenzy into that and then your frenzy times out and you're still fucking shooting, which instead of reloading. And really difficult content, that is an absolute amazing thing. So when you got like 3 chungas coming at you and it's close quarter combat, you're building these amazing stacks, 100% hits landed, for example. and they're going out really fast, amazing damage, right? Because frenzy hits hard, and then you get this stability or steady-handed is giving you accuracy and stability, and then it auto reloads on 100 stacks and gives you your full mag back, and then you're continuing to build steady-handed to 100 stacks again, so your stability and accuracy go up again, and then you get another reload, so you have infinite ammo behind a frenzy instead of frenzy. Because frenzy, what normally frenzy does is that, you know, you run frenzy till your mag dries out, and then you have to pause and you have to reload, and then you go out there and put out another frenzy, which is great because you get 2 back-to-back frenzies. But that pause in between, in a lot of legendary content, is critical time. You know what I mean? That's a critical time. And so it's nice. So it's basically like building your own personal version of measured. It's like measured, where frenzy is the front half of the mag and the back half of the mag is unlimited ammo. You get it? So it's like a measured, instead of a negative damage, it's boost damage and RPMs in the front half, and the back half is unlimited ammo. It's literally what it is. And so it ends up being really nice. And then and that's when you have chungas and tanks and warhounds. And then when you're just fighting grunts, then you're going to get more frenzy back-to-back frenzy. You know, frenzy back-to-back, and every now and again you get an extra mag, and then frenzy, extra mag, frenzy, extra mag. You know, so it plays out really nice because it adjusts itself based on the need, just organically. So when you're in these high intense combat situations, you get that sustained, you get amazing bursts up front, you build up all your stacks to whatever you're playing, and then you get this unlimited ammo sustained damage situation. And, you know, that keeps you alive, and you're strong because you're running like negotiators or strikers. So you're strong. And then when you're fighting other more open content where enemies are all over the fucking place, then you're just getting crazy burst damage all over the place, and great handling, and then a free mag every so often. So that's one. But you know, yeah, that's what I'm tinkering with. But in my opinion, the double damage, it's nice, but it's just like, yeah, a lot of people are just like going into the testing range and they're saying, look at this amazing damage, and be like, yeah, it doesn't really work out in the open world though, does it? You know what I mean? It's like glass cannon. You know what I mean? It's like glass cannon. It's just like, it's awesome, but it's a pain in the ass. Is it worth it? You know? So in some cases, yeah, but it's 1 in 10, something like that. But all right, everybody, I appreciate you hanging out with me and dealing with my see-through character here. So, so hopefully I can work out the kinks, and I will see you guys later tonight.